Greetings, Mason Storm here. On today's episode, we're going to look at making some form of Okonomiyaki. It's kind of a Japanese pancakey type of thing, some sort of street food. And a lot of the ingredients aren't really available in my area, so this is kind of a Western version of it. So I've got a teaspoon of salt, a couple tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, about a cup of panko, a cup of corned beef, a cup of onions. I've got 3 eggs in here that are beaten up, and a couple cups of shredded cabbage, standard issue. The slicing and the procurement of the cabbage is one of the key aspects of this recipe. If it is too thick, it will not mesh together. It will not hold its shape. It will fall apart. So if it's thinner, it is better, for then it becomes a little bit more knotty. First step, which is most of the steps, is going to be to mix all of our ingredients together in a large bowl. Now, one of the strengths with the Okonomiyaki is all the different variants. A lot of this comes down to what the word actually means itself. It's kind of cooked the way you like it. So it's kind of a very free-forming type of recipe. There's other variants that have kind of a floury, watery mixture and could have more of a batter. But this one is more of a vegetarian style, focusing more on the cabbage. Although it's hardly vegetarian when you add the corned beef, but compromises were made, of course. Could have used bacon, could have used bean sprouts. There's a lot of different ways to kind of mix it up, to change it and make this into the way you want it, the way you like it. My mixture was a little bit on the drier side, so I ended up getting a couple more eggs and adding them to the mixture. Probably could have went a little bit further and had it even more moist, but this worked good for me. So let's move over to the stove top and start the cooking process. We're going to be using a medium heat for this. A little bit of olive oil prevents sticking. Our goal is to have caramelization while at the same time not burning it and cooking it through. So the temperature is a little bit of a balancing act. And when you watch these things get made it's typically on extremely large grills, which is why I decided to go with the really large pan, but I put way too much stuff in here. Because the idea is you use 2 flippers at the same time from opposing sides and you can kind of get around there, and I really couldn't with the amount I had in my first one, so I opted with the plate flip technique. My second and third ones, they were much more reasonable size, and that's probably more what you should aim for. I really did like how it turned out though. It had a nice caramelization of the cabbage. It was kind of steamy and kind of fresh on the inside, which was quite good, and I think this is going to be one of my new recipes that I'm going to try tinkering with and see if I can get to some degree of perfection. I thought it was quite delicious. As for condiments, in Japan they use like mayonnaise, but Japanese mayonnaise is different than Western mayonnaise in that they only use the yolks, so it's got a very different flavor than Western mayonnaise, and I'm not able to get Japanese mayo where I am, but that's your traditional sauce to have with it. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this recipe, how you think it compares to the more traditional style. If you like my content, please like and subscribe. And until next time, stay awesome.